What's going on, guys? And I have another awesome video for you today demonstrating the Bose QuietComfort 35 twos with Google Assistant. If you watched any of my other videos, you know I love having my home entirely connected. I love music, and the music has got to sound awesome. And if you couldn't notice, I have to wear these stupid work goggles all the time. The best idea or design that I could possibly own would be something that is much more over the ear than on top of the ear. You're probably wanting to know, should I go ahead and get the Google Pixel earbuds, the things that kind of stick in my ear? You know, it's going to have all the Google capabilities, or should I get something much better in terms of sound? Well, I personally do not like shit stuck in my ear. I want something that is sounding super rich for a wide variety of tunes. Now, I have loved my Beats. I mean, they just sound really amazing, but I gotta be honest with you guys, this should not be happening. Look at the insides and the ear cuffs. Now, they still sound really good, but isn't that just fucking disgusting? Look at that. How could you, as a manufacturer, make something that does this in this such short period of time? I mean, really? We'll just file these off this. All of that black that was on my desk is entirely from those Beats. Isn't that disgusting? So in comes Google Home and the Google Assistant. And what's awesome is that all these things can be connected from whether you have an Android or an iPhone device, which is really awesome. So you don't have a Google Home, don't have an Android phone, you can go ahead and use the Google Assistant and empower the world in and around you, regardless of what you've got. Anyways, wouldn't you just like to be wandering around the streets wirelessly and just be able to say, without having to say, okay Google, tell me when that Starbucks is open, or tell me what time blah 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 is playing, or okay Google, turn off the lights, turn off the desk light, do whatever you want. You can do that with a simple push of a button, and you are getting everything you pay for when you purchase this set. I personally purchased mine from a local store. I found it a little bit confusing going on Amazon and other places because they do make a Bose QuietComfort 35, and it seemed like a lot of the places were relabeling the 35 description for the 35 twos, which is really odd because you really want to be able to make sure that it has this logo right there. Now, when you open up the inside of the box, it's going to come just like this. It comes amazingly packaged. You know that a manufacturer loves the insides of their equipment so much to make sure that these things are like non-destructible. Right? I think I said that right. Indestructible. Yeah, what's the difference? So far, the only bad thing that I've found is the charge cord. The only thing that they give you is a USB to USB mini plug. You kind of have to come up with your own little plug-in. I'm sure many of you happen to have your own, but for this kind of money, I think you could kind of throw in a plug for your own piece of equipment just in case. That'd be kind of nice, wouldn't it? And inside, you're also going to get this long cord just in case you don't want to go wireless. And of course, it happens to come with this nice pouch here. Great for us that do some traveling from time and again. It's pretty thin, and the way their fold design works is just great. If you're wanting to put them in your little case, you can just fold them up just like that. And on the inside of the pouch, it's got this nice little handy pocket. I'm still not really entirely sure I know what to do with this little thing, but it's a little extra pocket just in case. So when you first get your pair of Bose, you're going to want to be oriented to the buttons. Now this was one thing I noticed that was missing from the 35s, I do believe, or the 25s. You want to make sure that your 35 twos have this extra button, because this is how you're controlling your Google Assistant. You can also change this, if you're not interested in the Google Assistant, to the noise canceling based method. You can go really super high, low, or medium right there while you're listening to your music, just in case you don't want as much noise cancellation. Me personally, I set it on high, I leave it on high, so I'm good to go. Don't forget your coffee, by the way. Just for the record, this is Tim Hortons, extra large, triple. On the other side of the Bose, you've got 3 buttons here. One's volume up, one's volume down, and this one here you use in the center to hang up your phone calls or answer your phone calls. Kind of cool. So you got your new Bose QuietComfort 35 twos, and it's time to set them up. First off, you're going to go get the app. And the second thing is you're going to pop open the app, which will help guide you through connecting the Bluetooth to your phone. Now, when you open up the app, it's basically going to teach you how to get these things set up. And I did find getting to the Google Assistant a little bit tricky, but just so that you know, up towards the top corner, you're going to see some settings. You're going to want to get these things talking if the process doesn't get them set up with your Google Assistant that well in the first place. You're going to want to use that settings button there to change what the functionality of this button does for the Google Assistant. From you have basically the 2 options. One is the high, medium, low on the noise cancellation, or you choose the Google Assistant, and that's how I set mine up. Now, if you've never had Google Assistant before, the first thing you're going to want to do is have a Gmail account. The second thing you're going to want to do is get the Google Home app. That's how Google Assistant is controlled. You can change all your settings, change your calendar. That's something new. You set up all of your equipment in your house, such as all of your Philips Hue lights and your Wemo plugs, your Chromecast if you happen to have one. You need the Google Home to make all that work. But other than that, the Bose Connect app in and of itself is pretty straightforward. You can assign it to which Gmail account you're wanting to connect to. I have one primary account where all my activity is taking place, like it's talking to my home address and my work address. All of your Google Assistant features, such as getting your daily briefing and other things like that, are all available right here in your ear. Okay, Google, talk to Dominos. As well as taking text messages, getting notified of new messages or new notifications, as well as being able to reply to just about all of the straightforward ones as of today. But one of the new features that's been touted is Translate. Now, I know that Google has been talking about the fact that Translate is still hit or miss, but they've been touting it with the Google Pixel Buds instead. But the reality is that this is an open mic as well. So let's just say I wanted to press my little button here. I'm using my thumbs to get mounted onto the back side. Ooh. You're going to use the left button, it will start translating. But basically any of the features that you see available in your Google Assistant settings are available to these as well. Now, why bother having Google Assistant built into your headphones? One is that you don't have to stop listening to your music. And if you're a music person like me that just walks around all the time listening to music or playing music on my Google Home or playing music through a speaker or something, or watching YouTube, whatever the case might be, this makes it really easy. Like, oh crap, I left my outside lights on. Instead of having to say, okay Google, you just press the button and say the command. Okay? So you literally don't have to say okay Google when you're wearing these. You basically press the button and say the command. Now, what's the price point on these things? These things are pretty expensive. They're about double what you're going to pay for the Google Pixel Buds, but the reality is that these for me are a major go. The sound quality, as you would expect with any Bose product, is second to none. But that's it. Not much to them, other than the fact that they have the power of the Google Assistant built in, connecting you to the world in and around you. Hit me up with some questions. Don't forget to subscribe and share this out. Help this channel grow some. Again, I love the conversations. If I haven't commented to everybody, I'm doing something wrong. It's all about the community, and I'm gonna go put my headphones on and probably go watch some more YouTube videos or something else. So, and just for the record, Steve is not a great behind.
Have you written any songs directly after doing drugs?
All of them.
He's still. Here he is. Put the mailman down, Steve. Put the mailman down. You remember when he used to be so small that he used to be like right here and he would look up into my face? Now look what I'm looking at.
Have you written any songs directly as a consequence of doing drugs?
All of them.
Big bye, Steve. Big bye, Steve.
You are a fool. Yeah.
Say goodbye, Steve.
You're gonna be sorry.